Hey guys, welcome back to my day 6 update. There's not a whole lot to go over at this point, but there are still a couple things that I want to kind of highlight about this knife, at least just that I found out. The main thing that I want to talk about is ergonomics. There's one more fit and finish thing that I want to bring up, but first and foremost, I did not resharpen, but touch up the knife. Mainly just hit it on the strop. And the crazy thing, I'll show you guys how good it's retouched up, but it doesn't take a whole lot for this thing to kind of resharpen up, which is a byproduct of a steel that's a little bit softer, but again, I thought it's worth mentioning. Really good for either people who are beginning to learn how to sharpen. Obviously, a softer steel is going to be less forgiving. If you have a bad pass on a stone or on the strop, it's going to affect the blade a little bit more. So if you're learning how to sharpen, and this goes for any kind of like budget steel, so like 8CR even, it's going to be a very good steel to practice sharpening on. So that's one thing that I definitely noticed. It was easy to get a pretty decent edge back on this thing, even though it kind of goes quick. Again, for something like this, you're kind of expecting that. You're expecting a knife that is not going to hold an edge for very many days. At the end of your day, you may have to throw it on the strop for a few minutes, but you're going to be able to get it back there soon. So that's one thing that I'm not going to lie, man. This knife has kind of grown on me. So that is one thing that I will say. The knife has kind of grown on me. The steel may be absolute trash for all I know. I still haven't found anything official on what the actual steel is, but it dulls not super quick, but it dulls a little quick, but it's very, very easy to sharpen with very little effort. Talking very quickly just on the ergonomics, the knife feels very good in hand. And this is just me. Obviously, if you have very large hands or very small hands, it may be different. I feel like my hands are kind of like middle of the road. I kind of have some sausage fingers, so take that with a little bit of a grain of salt. But in my hands, it feels good in hand. My fingers fall seemingly where they're supposed to. It's somewhat comfortable. I will say, aside from the shape of the knife, sometimes the jimping can get to me a little bit. So you can see the lock bar kind of comes out a little bit. I actually like that. The only thing I don't like about it is the style of jimping. You can see it's kind of aggressive there. If it was a little bit finer, I feel like it would be much, much better. For the thumb ramp up here, it's kind of the same pattern of jimping. It's not bad. It has less of an adverse effect as the lock bar does, but I still would kind of like to see the very topmost ridges squared off a little bit. In my opinion, having the jimping with sharp edges square works a little bit better in terms of grip and comfort as these kind do, where it's you can see the kind of it's like rounded almost, so it feels more aggressive. And even though it still offers decent grip, you feel it when you're using it. If they were square at the top but still sharp edges, you would get all the same advantages for grip but less discomfort when you're using it. They have the jimping in the back here, which I honestly don't notice a whole lot. The Manix has something similar to that where it's like embedded in the liners. I don't think it offers like a crazy amount, but it's there. I don't notice it, but maybe depending on your hands, you might notice a bit of added grip there. I don't know. One other thing that I want to notice real quick is on the fit and finish. One thing that I hadn't noticed before, but I just noticed maybe about an hour ago, is this middle right here. I don't even know if you can hear it now, but if I squeeze it, it's like there's space in between. I'll pull it up to the microphone now. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to hear that, but when I squeeze on it, I feel that there's a little bit of space. Probably not a huge deal. It doesn't seem to affect the knife at all, but I did tighten these screws as much as I could without me thinking I'm gonna strip the screws at all. So that's kind of one thing to notice. Again, I've said it before, the hardware is not great, so that's just gonna be a byproduct of that. I mean, there's kind of no getting around that at this point unless I manually go in and try to remedy it myself, which may or may not work. I don't know, but maybe I'll do like some kind of like refinishing video on this and see what I can do to make it like a high-end version of this knife. Who knows what'll happen, but yeah, so far what I can say is the knife has grown on me. We're gonna have one more update after this video. Tomorrow is my last day with this knife, and I will say I am pretty happy that it's coming to an end. I'm happy to finish this and get my hands on some higher quality knives. So it's been nice though, and again, this really has grown on me. So even though it's kind of the runt of the litter, so to speak, it's kind of grown on me. So we'll see. At the end of my day 7, my full week update, I may do like a quick mini review just over the week and kind of report to you guys what I've learned about the knife. So keep an eye open for that tomorrow. This week has been kind of a grind for me, so thank you guys for just keeping up. Subscribe to stay up to date on all the videos. I will do this again in the future. I will give you more details on what's more to come in the next video tomorrow, so definitely tune in. Thank you guys so much for following me up to this point. I will catch you guys tomorrow, and we'll see kind of what the future holds. So thanks a bunch for stopping by, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.